Jose Antonio and Sharai Rojas, welcome to today's class. Please give your classmates about 2 to 3 minutes so that they can connect. Thank you for being present. By the way, Jose Antonio, I think I am missing your 8 to 10 minute audio presentation about a free topic, a topic that you are a master at. That was Antonio and Sharai Rojas. Welcome to today's class. Please give your classmates about 2 to 3 minutes so that they can connect. Thank you for being present. Okay, so we are live on YouTube, as you can see. And those classes are going to be shared today. So talking about videos, today I am going to pre-record all of your presentations. Sharai, I have yours. You talked about COVID and how COVID affects not only economically wise, but also educationally wise. So that was very interesting. What I'm going to do when I play your recording, I am going to search a YouTube video. I'm going to play it as you talk. That way you can have a visualization, okay, about your presentation. But that's only for this case. Remember, I ask you to send me pictures or videos in which you would like your presentation to be played on. Of course, the video are going to be mute. Only your pre-recording audio is going to be played. So for the moment, I have everything on the control, and I am only missing Jose Antonio's presentation and the two students who were not present, Diana Cardoso and Valentina. I hope they can connect today so that I can give them their PDF document. Other than that, we are still waiting for your classmates. Thank you for being present. Today, we are only working on the Pearson platform, so I'll try to not go too fast, but I would like to go over the specific important linguistic and grammar elements. Thank you. Okay, I believe we can start with the class, but before I begin, let me ask Jose Antonio, how are you today? How has your day been so far?
Hello, teacher. Today, in the morning I worked, and after that I bought a new game. I bought a Nintendo Switch, and after I ate lunch, I went to play. I don't know how to say billiard.
Yes.
After that's all.
Okay, so you told me that you bought or discovered a new Nintendo Wi-Fi game. Is that correct?
Yes, a Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switch. Yes.
Yeah.
Could you share the name, the game's name?
Okay, I bought game is Monster Hunter.
Okay. Is it about guns?
It's about no guns. It's about I don't know how to say espada.
What now?
Espada.
Sword. A sword?
So yes,
Okay. So it's like an adventure game, more or less, como de
yes,
aventura.
yes, like this.
Yes, those games are interesting because you need to challenge your intellectual creativity or something like that, I guess.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing. Now let's
Thank
go with Sharai. What can you tell us? How has your day been so far, Sharai?
Good evening, teacher. Well, my day was good. I was cleaning my house because by the time I don't have any job, so I have to help my mom, and that's all for all my day.
Okay, and what about the weather? One of you told me that there was a storm where you live at, but in your case, Shara, how was the weather today?
In the morning was really cloudy, but then the sun
Came out?
came out, and it was not hot, but not cold. I don't know how to say templado.
It was. I call it the perfect weather because you do not sweat. There are no flies, so it's almost perfect, right?
Yes, that's the perfect. There is a perfect weather here in Cochabamba, Bolivia.
Yes, the eternal spring city. I saw a video and they named Cochabamba the eternal spring city. So, wow. So no rain for today, right?
No rain for today.
Great. All right, then. Before I begin and to give your classmates more time, um, how is since you talk about COVID in Cochabamba, Sharaí, how are things going? Are they back to normality, or are business and schools still closed? Here in Mexico, we have a stoplight, a traffic light, and apparently we are on green since 2 weeks ago. So we are now planning to allow parties and crowds to be gathered, and schools are planning to reopen, but teachers really do not want to go back because, as we all know, we call it the bicho instead of COVID, or the virus. We call it the bicho. They do not want to reopen or go back because, as we all know, the virus is still out there, and we have to take care of ourselves. Vaccinations Vaccinations are now being applied to third age. No, to age people. That's how we say it in English, to age people. And I think next week they are starting um, to give it to the younger people, because doctors, nurses, and old people have already gotten their vaccination. So how's the situation in Cochabamba as of now?
Teacher, I have a question. Did you mention vaccination? I don't know what's that mean.
I think I am mistaking this word. I'm trying to say, yes, like the jarring where the medicine or the cure for the virus is found. Vaccination. I guess I'm gonna have to search it. La vacuna. Do you have another word for that? Let me search.
Vaccine.
A vaccine? Yes.
Vaccine.
Oh, you have another word. Can you repeat that?
I don't know, but it's vaccine.
Oh, okay. What about you, Shara? Do you have another word?
No, teacher, I don't have any other word.
Okay, I am searching it here. Vaccine, vaccine, vaccination, vaccine.
Vaccine.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So, yes, how's the situation in Cochabamba so far?
Well, I think that the situation is going normal, but many people are so unconscious. Unconscious?
Yes, unconscious.
I really don't know. My family take cares a lot. We drink. I don't know if it's going to say very well that medicine ivermectina.
Mhm.
All my family is drinking that medicine, and we are taking care using the barbijos. How do you say barbijos, teacher?
What I don't even know what's that. Is that another type of medicine?
No, how do you say barbijos?
I don't know. Was that even in Spanish? That must be something.
Cubrebocas.
Yeah.
Is it a Bolivian thing?
Cubrebocas.
Oh. Oh my God. Let me search it. I would call it mask. Yes, mask.
Mask.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of people use mask in the markets or everywhere in the street. But I think the poor people are suffering a lot because they don't have the resources to take care of themselves.
Right. And as a reminder, we have to be healthy, really, really healthy, because if we got sick and we are not healthy, if we are not healthy, then that's when the virus will take advantage of our weaknesses. So yes, it's a big deal, and I hope. Well, it's not going to go away. What I've heard and read is that this virus is going to stay with us forever, and it's going to be like a flu in the future. So with that being said, a little discussion about coronavirus. Let's begin with today's class. So we only have 2 students. The other ones will have to watch the class on YouTube. And well, let's. I think we can advance in a fast manner. But if you have a question about a specific grammar rule, let me know. For the moment, let's read the learning objectives, okay? Learning objectives. I have listening, speaking, grammar, pronunciation, reading, and writing. So let's begin with Jose Antonio. Jose Antonio, how would you rather be called? How do you want me to call you by Jose or Antonio or a nickname?
For me, it doesn't matter.
Okay, I usually call my students by their last name. That's how when I was in high school, that's how teachers would refer to us. As a matter of fact, whenever you want to call me out, don't say teacher. I rather be called Mr. Zulueta. That's how we say it in American English. Mr. Zulueta or Miss for female. So Levan, go ahead, Levan. Can you read listening, speaking, and grammar? Let me zoom in. There you go.
Okay, predict topics of conversation, listen for information about people's relationships, listen for the main purpose of people plans, listen and visualization descriptions in advertising pitches. Okay, speaking and catching up on this, linking back, changing the subject.
Okay, thank you. So today we are going to go over some videos, and first we have to predict, but that's really not important. What we have to do is contextualize ourselves from the video so that we can make predictions, okay, afterwards. So then we have to visualize descriptions in advertising pitchings, okay? Advertising, okay? We can see advertisements on ads, on magazines, etc. Then for the speaking, catch up on things, okay? So maybe you have to contextualize really quickly to catch up on a situation, on a conversation, okay? Linking back, okay? Taking a guess of where are they coming from? What's this situation about? Okay, so let's continue with grammar and pronunciation. Shara.
Okay, grammar. Verb tense review. Present continuous, simple present, simple past, present perfect continuous, future. Negative, yes, no questions and tag questions. Verb plus object plus infinitive. Pronunciation. Ansireset.
Unstressed.
I didn't read very well. Sorry. Unstressed. Word. A, N, D, and, but. The vowel sound in soon, use, and good.
Thank you very much. So here, you're going to not learn because according to Pearson, you already saw these tenses before. It's just a review. Okay, so present perfect continuous. Okay, so it's easier when you have an activity in front of you. So I am not going to explain right now or review these tenses because I might make it more difficult for you. So here, tag questions, yes or no questions or direct questions. For example, do you, or are you? Remember, are you is with the verb to be, and it's only to ask in Spanish. It means three different verbs, ser, estar, o tener. Are you 20 years old, Sarah? So that's one question. Are you in Cochabamba? Are you cold? Okay, and the hearer is only going to answer, yes, I am, no, I am not, okay? But a tag question is when you know, when you have information and you are only asking to reaffirm your knowledge. For example, I know that Jose Luis is in Bolivia. So a tag question would be, you are in Bolivia, aren't you? So I am starting with a positive statement and then I will finish with a negative statement. So that's a tag question. Because I already know, I have an assumption about Jose Antonio. So that's when we make tag questions, positive to negative, and we can go from negative to positive. For example, Shara, you are not in Mexico, are you? You are not in Mexico, are you? Okay, so here, remember, in the negative statement, I did not say it in a short way. You aren't in Mexico, are you? I am saying you are not in Mexico, are you? Okay, so that would be optional, but we will go over the grammatical formula. Verb, object, infinitive, okay? Here, pronunciation, reading, and writing. Jose Antonio, can you finish this off? Pronunciation, reading, and writing?
Okay. Pronunciation and unstressed words am, the, and but. The word sound is soon used as good. Reading a vocabulary, getting the meaning from context, understanding main ideas and details. Writing, pre-writing, technique, take notes, task, write a description of a product selling point, skill, use the supporting details and topic sentence.
Okay, thank you. So we have articles. These are articles, A, N, and we have the direct article, definite and indefinite. Indefinite, A, N, a pencil, okay? Definite, the pencil. Now remember that the definite article has two pronunciations, the and da. Do you know when we pronounce it as da or the, one or the other? Do you have an idea? Okay. It's never pronounced the car, the teacher. No, it's either the or da. According to my experience, we are going to use the pronunciation the when the noun, which is the object or the thing, starts with a vowel. A, E, I, O, U. For example, the apple, the eagle, the orange, okay? And da would be for consonants, the car, the school, the teacher, but never pronounce it as de, okay? Good. A reminder, I know that you know that this is for singular and plural, male or female, at least in Spanish, okay? So they only have one. It's easier for them, but try to remember that. So we have and but. This word is pronounced unstressed, unstressed, unstressed. Unstressed is basically the opposite of stressed, and we stress words when we want to emphasize, meaning we want to add importance, okay? For example, if I come and ask Shara about a pencil, and it's not only just a pencil, it's a pencil that is worth 1,000 pesos. So I would ask with an emphasis, with a stress sound on the. Shara, do you have the pencil? Do you have the pencil? Okay, so this is, remember, it's not what you say, but how you say it. And this is going to be really important when you go to the real battle, to the war, to the real world situation. Now, that would be it. So let's begin with by listening to these videos. So here we have a pre-listening. The video is going to be the same video for this activity. The only that's going to change are the questions, okay? Okay, so we have pre-listening. So we have Talia, not Talia, Talia Santos, a reporter from Newsline, is investigating a story about Nick Crawford, a famous soccer player. Nick has been accused of taking a bribe. Do you know what's a bribe? Money, taking a bribe. Here in Mexico, police officers are famous for taking a bribe or asking for a bribe. In Spanish would be a mordida, una mordida, but what word or do you use in Bolivia?
Soborno.
Soborno?
Yes.
Is there another word? Mordida, do you use mordida?
No.
Soborno. Okay. Okay, so we have Nick. He's a famous soccer player, and he's being accused. He's being accused. He's not guilty. Not now. He's not guilty yet. Okay. So the crime is a bribe so far. So Talia has gone back to her apartment for lunch. Okay, Nick has come there to try to figure out how to clear his name. Okay, so why do you think he wants to clear his name, Jose?
Because he did a bribe?
Because he did or he didn't?
He did.
Okay, but he's trying to clear his name. Why? So he didn't commit a crime. He didn't receive a bribe. So we have two different situations so far: guilty or not guilty. Look at the picture. Talia and Nick are talking. Talia is trying to understand something important. Predict. What do you think Nick is telling her about? So in this prediction, we are going to use our future tense, okay? I think Nick will blah, 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 blah. I think, okay? So here we have situations. Do you think he's telling her that his career on the national soccer team, a situation about his career on the national soccer team, meaning that he's not that worried about his personal lifestyle life, but rather on his professional soccer career? That's curious. He's meeting with someone from a sports shoe company, okay? A conversation he had with his teammate, Dean. So what do you think Nick is going to talk about with Talia? Soccer, shoe company, or a conversation with a teammate? What do you think, Jose? 1, 2, or 3? What type of conversation do you think he's going to have with Talia? I think he's going to talk about, I think he will talk about. Which of the three do you think?
Number 1, maybe.
Okay, what about you, Shara?
I think it's number 1 too.
Number 1?
He's talking about his career on the national soccer team.
Okay, so that's going to be interesting. Let's watch the video. I have activated the subtitles, but that's going to be on the second replay. On the second replay, we are going to watch it twice.
It's incredible, Mom. I'm working on a story about one of the national soccer players, Nick Crawford. Yes, I know. That's what the news says. No, that's the thing. I believe that he's innocent. Yes, one of his teammates framed him. Look, Mom, I have to go. I'll call you tomorrow, okay? Bye. Yes, I love you too. Bye.
rushed over here as soon as I saw your text. What's up?
I've been thinking about this all day. Oh, sit down. Sit down. Can I get you something?
Yeah, maybe a cup of tea?
Now, tell me again, when and how did you meet this Jackie Baker?
Like I said, she approached me at the juice bar at my gym. She introduced herself as an executive at a shoe company, a startup, a brand new company. She seemed legit. We set up a meeting for the following day.
Right, you set up the meeting at her office building, but you never actually went up to her office.
Correct. As soon as I walk into the building, she comes up to me. Nick, so good to see you. Thank you for coming, blah, blah, blah.
Uh-huh.
Then we talk in the lobby for a minute, and then we walk to a restaurant around the corner for lunch.
Right, so you're at lunch, and then?
And then she tells me how much my fans love me.
Flattery. Works every time.
Well, it may be true. Anyway, as I was saying, she asks me to endorse a new pair of shoes.
Right, right. You told me they're called Kicks?
Right. And then she explains I just need to wear the shoes in public from time to time, and the company will use my name and image in their ads. Be easy money.
Okay, can you think of anything else?
Well, we did talk about an idea for a Kicks commercial for their social media pages.
A commercial? What commercial?
I told you about that, didn't I? They wanted me to be in a commercial.
Okay, so keywords that you did not understand or that really really came out loud when you hear it. For example, I heard the word frame, especially at the beginning, okay? But before I share my words, do you remember a word that attract your attention specifically? Okay, so Nick talked about his meeting with someone from a sports shoe company. Okay, so this is how a female approached to Nick. Okay, so that he can endorse some shoes. So what are these type of words? Frame, endorse, make a commercial, which is not an ad, okay? Before we replay the video, we are going to go to the vocabulary to try contextualize ourselves, okay? So we have the vocabulary. Good. So here, as you can see, we have in the video, Tyla tells her mother, it's all incredible. Incredible means not believable and is formed by adding the negative prefix in, meaning not, to credible, meaning believable. Some common negative prefixes are ill, im, for example, impossible, in, irregular, irresponsible, and unlock, okay? Click on the light bulb icon for more information about these prefixes. So we know that prefixes are words that are added to the root. The root is la raíz, which is the word. We also have prefixes and we have suffixes. Suffixes will eventually go at the end, especially for adverbs or adjectives. It's not the same. For example, I run suspicious or I run suspiciously. This is another ly is the suffix, okay? So the box below contains adjectives that can be combined with negative prefixes. Click on the light bulb icon to see the meaning of these adjectives. When you are sure you understand all the adjectives, do the exercise. For each adjective below, choose the correct negative prefix. Okay, so let's just go over the light bulb, and this is going to be an activity that I am going to assign for today or this weekend, okay? So let's just go over the vocabulary, which is the introduction of prefixes, okay? So frame is not here, endorsement is not here, okay? But accurate, legal, okay? I remember that Nick said that the shoe company seemed legit, se veía legítima. Legit, it's a synonym of legal. So let's just quickly go over some information. So, Shara, can you read the information about prefixes?
Okay, the negative prefix in becomes il before I, im before b, p, or m, and ir before r. Before other sounds, it remains in. This is called assimilation. The end sound changes to become the same as or similar to the sound that follows it.
Thank you. Vocabulary help. So, here is just an index, a dictionary about the vocabulary. For example, accurate. Let's go with only the difficult ones that I think needs a further explanation. I'm trying to find. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so here it is. All right, so accurate. Accurate is an adjective that means correct or exact. These figures aren't very accurate. Can you check them again? Okay, so whenever you want to ask me, teacher, am I correct? You can change it. Teacher, Mr. Zulueta, are the answers accurate? Okay. Attractive, that's easy. Dependent, that's easy, it's the opposite of independent. So dependent means that you rely on somebody or something. Legal, legit, okay? So legal, allowed by law. Voting is legal in the United States for people over the age of 18, okay? Do you know what's not legal? Drinking alcohol at the age of 18. The legal age in the United States is 21. Likely, that's an adjective. Like, likely. It's likely to rain today. It seems it's going to rain. Probably, or almost certainly. It is likely to snow tomorrow. So wear your winter coat, okay? So that's an adjective that we can add. All right. There you go. Original, practical, regular, sane, suitable. What is sane? It's an adjective, able to think and act in normal and reasonable way. The only sane way to get around a big city is by public transportation. Sane, able to think or act in a normal and responsible way. Are you insane? I remember that from movies. Insane, sane, sano. All right, so we have gone over the vocabulary. So this activity should be, it's going to be, it's already activated, but this is one that we have to do. So it's vocabulary activity. Let me write that down. Vocab, all right? So let me go back. So here it's going to be basically the same words, but only a different activity. So let's go back to the listening video. Since the words that I found interesting are not on the vocabulary, I am going to let you know. A frame. A frame is a setup. Do you know one or the other? A frame is a setup. Shara, do you know what's a frame or a setup?
No, teacher, I don't remember.
Okay, so this is what the shoe company salesperson did to Nick in order to frame him. To frame is to set up a situation. So the salesperson basically lied or manipulated a video, a recording, a signature. So that's a frame, a setup, okay? Endorse to me, it's basically to publish, okay? To sign, also to sign with the company so that you can become the role model of those shoes. So we are going to watch the video one more time, but in this case, we're going to use subtitles. So let's pay attention. If you can, try to write words that are unfamiliar, unknown, and if you can catch with some prefixes, words with prefixes or suffixes, we can discuss that later, okay? So let's see if we can detect the vocabulary that we went on, and well, let's begin.
It's incredible, Mom. I'm working on a story about one of the national soccer players, Nick Crawford. Yes, I know. That's what the news says. No, that's the thing. I believe that he's innocent. Yes, one of his teammates framed him. Look, Mom, I have to go. I'll call you tomorrow, okay? Bye. Yes, I love you too. Bye.
Hi. I rushed over here as soon as I saw your text. What's up?
I've been thinking about this all day. Oh, sit down. Sit down. Can I get you something?
Yeah, maybe a cup of tea?
Now, tell me again, when and how did you meet this Jackie Baker?
Like I said, she approached me at the juice bar at my gym. She introduced herself as an executive at a shoe company, a startup, a brand new company. She seemed legit. We set up a meeting for the following day.
Right. You set up the meeting at her office building, but you never actually went up to her office.
Correct. As soon as I walk into the building, she comes up to me. Nick, so good to see you. Thank you for coming, blah, blah, blah.
Uh-huh.
Then we talk in the lobby for a minute, and then we walk to a restaurant around the corner for lunch.
Right. So you're at lunch, and then?
And then she tells me how much my fans love me.
Flattery. Works every time.
Well, it may be true. Anyway, as I was saying, she asks me to endorse a new pair of shoes.
Right. You told me they're called kicks?
Right. And then she explains I just need to wear the shoes in public from time to time, and the company will use my name and image in their ads. Be easy money.
Okay. Can you think of anything else?
Well, we did talk about an idea for a Kicks commercial for their social media pages.
A commercial? What commercial?
I told you about that, didn't I? They wanted me to be in a commercial.
Okay, poor Nick. He was framed, he's innocent. He's only guilty of a sin. This sin would be trying to be famous. So everybody has a little bit about this type of sin, which I do not remember. It is also found on the Little Prince. Yes, the one who always wants to be notable, who wants to be famous. I don't know if that's a sin, but that's really bad. So let's go over these questions. We are going to do it as a group. I am going to share the snapshot of this evidence on the group. That way, when you log in into your personal Pearson platform, all you need to do is go to the listening activity and basically click on the answer. But today we are doing it in group as a group. So 1 and 2, that'll be Shara. 3 and 4, Jose Luis. So let's begin with number 1. Shara, can you read number 1?
Okay. At the beginning of the scene, Talia is talking to her mom. What does she tell her? Should I read the 3 answers, mister, or only the correct?
In very quickly and come up with take a few seconds and come up with a correct answer.
Okay. So the correct answer is the second one. She's working in a story about a soccer star.
That seems correct. Do you agree, Jose?
Yes.
All right, number 2.
What does Nick tell Talia about his meeting with Jackie? I think it's the second one too. They meet in the lobby, they go to lunch and discuss a business deal.
That sounds correct. Never got the opportunity to go to her office, so I agree. Now let's go with Jose.
Okay. And Jackie asked Nick to endorse kids' shoes. What did he have to do? ¿Qué significa endorse kids' shoes?
This is a word that that I was paying attention to. Endorse is what soccer players do with Nike or Gatorade, is to find, to become the role model.
Okay.
Oh my God. Sorry, but there's like a storm coming in about 30 minutes, so I can see the trees. Oh my God. Anyways, I hope that my internet connection does not, I hope that the storm does not affect my internet connection. So for this case, Jose Luis, I would like you to read the 3 options.
Okay. Wear the shoes in public, iron time to time, and let the company use his name and image for advertising. Ask his team to wear the shoes and act in several commercials. Design a new kit of sport Sport shoot and wear the shoot when he plays. I think it's number 3.
Remember what Nick said in the video?
Okay, and number 1, wear the shoes in public.
From time to time, de vez en cuando. So do you agree number 1 could be the correct answer?
Yes.
All right, so let's go with okay. So number 4, please.
Talia says, I don't know what happened with your screen. I can see very well.
Okay, 1 second. Let me reshare it.
Ahora sí se ve mejor.
All right.
Okay, Talia says that Nick has never mentioned something before. What did Talia know? The company will use Nick's name in ads. Nick has to wear kids' shoes when he plays soccer. The company wants Nick to be in commercial. Okay, I think number 3.
Yes. What didn't Talia know? The company wants Nick to be in a commercial. So let's submit and let's see our score. Ta 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 ta. We are correct. So let me take a snapshot so your classmates can answer the questions. And well, you too, you have to do this on your personal Pearson. So let me share right now. Give me a second. After the pre-listening and listening, okay, we are going to continue with this third activity. Let me switch to student. All right. So here we have the same video, but with another type of questions, okay? Which is, I forgot how to call this type of questions, multiple choice questions. So I am going to leave you with these questions. Give me 1 second so I can share the snapshot. But for the moment, number 1 and number 2, Shara, number 3 and number 4, Jose. I'll be back in 5 seconds. Okay, so I am back now. Let's go with Shara.
Okay, number 1 says when Nick arrives and says what's up, we can guess that Talia asked Nick to come to see her.
What's up? What's going on? Yes. Number 2.
Nick tells Talia a lot of details about his meeting because I think it's the first. He wants Talia to believe that he's telling the truth.
Okay. 3, he wants to help Talia figure out how he was tricked. So if it's not one, it's the other one, but these are really close. It's
Yes.
one or the other. I agree with you. We'll see. We'll see. So number 1, let's go with number 1. All right. So Jose, number 3.
From Talia's response to Nick's story, we can tell that she, number 1, she doesn't know any No sé cuál sería, teacher.
Okay, from Talia's response to Nick's story, we can tell that, okay, I am taking the last 30 seconds of Talia's response, meaning that she did not know about the commercial deal. So the options are, she doesn't know any of the facts, datos. She already knows a lot of the information. She has already heard all of the details. What's your guess?
Number 2.
Number 2 is your guess?
Yes.
Okay, I think number 1, but I'll go with you. Number 2.
Okay.
Number 4.
When Nick tells Talia about the commercial, she probably tells or leaves. No sé igual aquí. ¿Qué significa disappoint? No está de acuerdo, ¿no?
Disappointed is when you desilusionado. I think that sounds correct, right? She's disappointed because Nick se metió más en el lodo, más en problemas. But what's your guess? ¿Cuál es your guess? Your choice. Ah, bueno, toma la reacción de Talia al final. ¿Cómo se le queda viendo así como con los ojos para arriba? ¿Qué significa? ¿Aburrida, emocionada o disappointed?
Disappointed?
Yes, disappointed. So, vamos, submit. Okay, so, okay, 2. Tenemos 2 malas. Let's see. Number 2, Nick tells Talia a lot of details about his meeting. Okay, so that was probably the 3rd one. Fue la tercera y aquí no era disappointed. No. Aquí está la respuesta correcta. No, disappointed no fue lo correcto, so let's see. Talia has been trying to find some missing evidence, so she is very excited to hear this information. Ah, the other way around. I thought about Talia as a friend, but not as a reporter. So when she heard about Nick telling about the commercial, she became excited, emocionada. So that's the correct word for the last one. And here we have that would be the 3rd one. Talia knows that Nick is telling the truth, but she feels that some key information is still missing. So Nick tells Talia a lot of details about his meeting because, all right. Okay, so the correct answer for number 2 would be because he wants to help Talia figure out how he was tricked, how he was framed. So here are the correct answers. So number 4 is excited, and number 3, okay, how he was tricked. I am going to share this snapshot as well, so that way you can answer very quickly on your personal platform. We are basically finished with activities in group. What I am going to go over in the following 20 to 30 minutes is the grammar formula, the grammatical formulas for the verbal tenses, okay? So just give me 1 second. Okay, so just to let you guys and the ones that were missing, we have gone over this one, number 1, and number 2. you still have to work on the following activities. This is a to-do on the weekend. Okay, so it's this one, this one, this one, and this one. I am going to take a snapshot, and that'll be all for today. Let me erase my garabatos, clear all drawings. Now let's go to the grammar formula. On the grammatical formula, we have another teacher, which is a coach. They call it a coach. And we are going to go over these verbal tenses, okay? That way, when it comes to the reading, and writing, we are going to be sure about what tense to use. So let's go over the tenses. Right, so on this first slide, we're going to review the simple present. I play baseball, I like to eat chicken, etc.
Hi, I'm Emily, your grammar coach. I teach English grammar. I became a teacher 8 years ago, and I've been teaching since then. Right now, I'm using different verb tenses. Today, we're going to review those tenses. We'll study how people use them. Let's begin. We use the present continuous, be plus verb plus ing, to talk about something that's happening right now or these days.
I'm working on an idea for a commercial right now.
Shara, are you singing right now?
No, I'm not.
Exactly, no, I am not, or no, I'm not. What are you doing?
I'm listening. I'm attending the class.
Okay, so the present continuous is something that we are doing now, okay? And I mean, this is just a review. I'm sure that you know these tenses, but it is now the time to ask questions if you do not remember a specific way or formula for this tense, present continuous. Are we good with present continuous? Can we continue to simple present?
Hello. Hola.
Do not log me off.
Teacher,
Come on, Zoom.
Your internet is bad.
Zoom meeting no responde, cerrar el programa, esperar a que please respond. So I can hear you. I can hear one of you. ¿Me escuchas? Can you hear me? One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Audio testing. We are back. Yes, my internet is either the internet or the laptop. But remember, there is a storm coming, so that's why I mentioned that 20 minutes ago. But let's continue now with the simple present and all the other tenses. Okay. Oh my God! Come on.
Okay, teacher.
Yes, thank you.
We use the simple present to talk about something that happens every day or all the time.
Talia works at Newsline.
Okay, sorry about that. Let's continue.
We use the simple present to talk about something that happens every day or all the time.
Talia works at Newsline.
We also use the simple present with non-action verbs like know, believe, want, and like, even when we're talking about something that's happening right now.
I want to hear more about this commercial.
Okay, for this one, I just want to add, remember I mentioned yesterday that Pearson and myself, we are going to let you know other ways of pronouncing verbs or phrases. That way you can sound like an American English speaker. So the majority of them would say, I wanna, instead of I want to. So that's something that is, it's allowed, but just remember, it's a matter of formality or informality. Let's continue.
We can also use the simple present when we tell a story, even if the story is about the past. The simple present makes the story more dramatic.
She meets me in the lobby, we shake hands, and she takes me out to lunch.
We usually use the simple past to talk about something that happened in the past and is finished.
I told you about that before.
And as all of you may know, we have two types of verbs when we want to use the simple past simple, regular and irregular verbs. Regular verbs are the verbs that usually end with ed at the end, and it has three different pronunciations, in which two of them are used the most. For example, a Finnish sound with a T, for example, like, it's not like it, it's liked. I liked to go to the movies, okay, etc. And the other one would be ID sound, which would be, for example, the verb want, to want. I wanted, wanted, id, not wanted, okay, wanted. Another verb would be play. I played, played, ID sound. Okay, so those are the two most used pronunciations of the regular verbs. Never, never say wanted, like it, finished, finished, finished. Let's continue. In American English, well, Americans or English speakers usually like and prefer to be very specific about when something happened. Was it last week, 2 days ago, since 1981, etc. So they use these types of time expressions for simple past.
We often use the simple past with time expressions that refer to a specific time in the past. For example, last year, in 1999, 10 years ago.
Nick met Jackie several months ago.
Okay, so we have the word often. The T is silent, often. And well, when you have a 4-digit number and you are reading a historical event, try not to say 1999, break it into 2 syllables, 1999. All right, let's continue. Feel free to ask or suggest questions, okay? So we are quickly going over all the tenses according to the unit review.
We use the present perfect, have, plus the past participle, to talk about something that happened at some time in the past, but not at a specific time.
One of Nick's teammates has framed him.
We also use the present perfect with for or since to talk about something that started in the past and continues to the present. We use the present perfect with for and a length of time to show how long the situation has been going on.
Nick has been here for 2 hours.
We use the present perfect with since and a point of time to show when the situation started.
Nick has been here since 7 o'clock.
Okay, so don't be confused with all of this. It's in Spanish, it's basically yo he comido. El verbo auxiliar he, de haber, y el siguiente verbo está en past participle. En español sería ido, hado. Yo he comido pollo antes, yo he comido pollo desde que tenía 3 años, ¿ok? Son cosas que de alguna forma lo has hecho, pero no significa que ya no podrás hacerlo, ¿ok? So, let's continue.
We often use the present perfect with words like already, yet, just, recently, and lately.
I've already told you.
We can also use the present perfect continuous, have plus been plus verb plus ing, to talk about something that started in the past and continues to the present.
I've been thinking about this all day.
As with the present perfect, we often use the present perfect continuous with for and since.
Talia has been working on this story for a few days.
She has been working on the story since last Monday.
Remember, we usually don't use continuous forms with non-action verbs. We can use be going to or will to talk about the future.
I'll call you tomorrow.
Talia is going to call her mother tomorrow.
Okay, Shara, going back to the present perfect continuous, I'm just going to ask you a question. That way you can remember this tense. And then, Jose, I will also ask you some questions or demand an affirmative or a negative statement for this present perfect continuous. It sounds difficult, but it's no big deal. For example, Shara, how long have you been living, for how long have you been living in Bolivia now? I have been living in Bolivia for or since.
I have been living in Bolivia for 23 years old. 23 years.
23 years old. And you mentioned you are 24?
No, I'm
correct?
23.
23?
Yes.
So you only born in Trinidad and then quickly moved to Bolivia?
No, Trinidad is in Bolivia.
Okay, Trinidad, okay, all right, so you are Bolivian, straight up Bolivian, good. So, Shara, do you have a question with present perfect continuous?
No.
It's, sometimes I believe that the explanation is more difficult than the actual verbal tense, but okay, so no problem with that, okay? Or is that right, Shara?
Yes.
Okay, so Jose Antonio, what about you? Are you a master on present perfect now? Present perfect continuous?
I think.
Okay, so for example, if I ask you, how long have we been studying for this class? We have been studying for about an hour and 20 minutes because the class lasts 1 hour and 40 minutes. So we still have 20 more minutes. Do you understand everything?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so with that being said, we are not going to waste any more time. I believe that after, let me share. All right. I believe that after going all over the tenses, all we have to do is the activities. So for example, this is one activity, this is another activity, okay? So for the verbal tense, we have two activities, but we still have an explanation on yes or no questions and tag questions. So let me go over that.
Hi. Isn't learning grammar fun? You enjoy grammar, don't you? These are examples of a negative yes-no question and a tag question. Wouldn't you like to learn more about them? Great. Let's begin.
Remember, negative to positive or positive to negative. Grammar, negative, yes or no questions and tags. Okay, so negative.
We use negative yes-no questions to check information. We expect the answer to be yes.
Aren't you Nick Crawford, the soccer star?
Yes.
So remember, in the beginning, I mentioned that we use tag questions and specifically with negative, just to make sure that we are on the right track. Shara, you are from Bolivia, aren't you? But that's with the verb to be. If it's a question with a verb other than ser, estar, o tener, then we will use do or does, did or didn't. Let's continue.
To form a negative yes-no question, we add not to the verb be or the auxiliary verb, a form of do or have, or a modal such as can or should. We almost always use the contraction, short form.
Aren't you Nick Crawford?
We also use tag questions to check information.
I told you about the commercial, didn't I?
So this is what I meant when we use the other auxiliary verb. This is the did or didn't because we are using another verb instead of the verb to be, ser, estar, o tener. So we use negative or tag questions just to check if we are on the right track para reafirmar information. Let's continue.
A tag question is made of a statement and a tag.
You went to a restaurant, didn't you?
You went to a restaurant is the statement, and didn't you is the tag. Notice that the subject of the tag is the same as the subject of the statement.
You were in my class, weren't you?
We only use pronouns in the tag.
Kicks are cool, aren't they?
When the statement is affirmative, the tag is negative.
You were in my class, weren't you?
You were in my class is affirmative. The tag, weren't you, is negative. Notice that the tag for I am is aren't I. I'm right, aren't I?
Yes, remember, when we want to be really, when we want to be formal, instead of saying, for example, and this is something that I've come to conclusion that Americans or English speakers destroy language by committing these errors, grammar errors on purpose. So, for example, when I want to make what is it? Un deseo, a wish. We wish as follow. I wish I were in Bolivia. It's not I wish I was in Bolivia. So that's the only change that you have to make for the moment, okay? But that's in when making a wish. Now here it says, you were in my class, weren't you? That's correct. You were in my class is affirmative and the tag is in negative. Weren't you? Do not forget the object, the pronoun. Here, notice that the tag for I am is aren't. I'm right. Aren't I? Okay. Here, last one.
When the statement is negative, the tag is affirmative.
You weren't in my class, were you?
You weren't in my class is negative. The tag, were you, is affirmative.
Okay, so this, whenever a person says this, is because he knew that person was missing. Okay, so it's just asking the student to reaffirm the information.
The tag always has a form of the verb be or an auxiliary, a form of do or have or a modal such as can or should. If the statement has the verb be or an auxiliary verb, we use the same verb in the tag.
You're a big soccer fan, aren't you?
You don't trust me, do you?
We can meet again, can't we?
If the statement does not have a form of the verb be or an auxiliary verb, we must use a form of do in the tag.
I know you, don't I?
Remember that the form of do in the tag must be in the same tense as the verb in the statement.
We studied together for the final, didn't we?
So this is basically positive, and this has to be in negative. And we are using the auxiliary verb did because this is not in the form, as I mentioned, in the form of the verb to be. But in English, we have, in order to make a question, we use two auxiliary verbs, the verb to be or do. Do, we use it for all the verbs, okay? Now with these tags, let me see if we still, yes, we have one more. According to the tag grammatical formula, we can use it in almost the verbal tense that we want. For example, I want to come up with a question in present continuous and make it into a tag question. So, for example, Shara, you are studying English right now, aren't you? So that's one question in present continuous. So here you can once you understand the formula, you can manipulate it into the tense that you would like to. Just remember if it's the verb to be or do. Now I would like to make another one with the auxiliary verb of do and with the same verbal tense. Present continuous is never with the do. So let's go with, okay, that would be only the simple past. For example, didn't you go to McDonald's yesterday? Didn't you go to McDonald's yesterday? No, that's just a regular question. Never mind. Let's continue. Last one.
We answer negative yes-no questions and tag questions the same way we answer affirmative yes-no questions. If the information is correct, we say yes. If the information is wrong, we say no.
Aren't you a reporter?
Yes, I am. I'm a reporter for Newsline.
No, I'm not. I'm a researcher.
You're a reporter, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm a reporter for Newsline.
No, I'm not. I'm a researcher.
Okay, and in the simple past, yes, it is possible. Ya recordé, I now remember. Solamente tengo que agregar el you. For example, you didn't go to McDonald's yesterday, did you? And did you is usually pronounced as did you? Remember the song, Don't You Wish Your Girlfriend? Don't you? Don't you? Okay, so those aspects are going to be found on the speaking skill. But yes, that's all for the tag questions. That would be the formula, the grammatical formula in which we can manipulate it in the tense that we desire. Let's close, and all we have to do for homework or until Monday are the following. We went over the information, so we must be ready to do, here it is. We are going to do this and this. This deals with all the verbal tenses. We have to do, this is just the explanation, so we have to do these 3 activities, which are going to be really easy. The last one, which is grammar, verb, object, and infinitive, that's for next week. So let me take a snapshot and share, so that way you can remember. Okay, so I still have 7 minutes. What I'm going to do is just read instructions for the things, the activities that you have to do. So for the verbal tense, let's see what type of activities we have to do. Okay, so now I am a student. So here, all you have to do is select the correct answer according to the verbal tense, okay? Once you finish, all you have to do is click submit. If you have, for example, a 50% on your first attempt, you have 1 last attempt. So be careful, take your time. Talia for Newsline for 3 years. Talia what? Talia has been working for Newsline for 3 years. Talia is working for Newsline for 3 years. It doesn't make sense. Talia works for Newsline for 3 years. So remember, when do we use for 3 years? Okay. We saw that on the grammar explanation. So this is the one that you have to do for homework. That's a homework. The other one, so the first one was multiple choice. That's easy. So here, let me change to student. Okay, so in the following all right, so in the following activity, the second and last activity for the verbal tense, we have to just rewrite the verb in parentheses. We have to rewrite it in a correct way, okay? Remember, if it's a word that begins a sentence, it should be capitalized, okay? Because that might count. But according to yesterday, I do not concentrate on uppercase. So only punctuation, punto, coma, y signo de interrogación. So here, as everyone, so here, how would this verb go? Is it in present? Is it in present continuous? If it's in present, then we have to identify the subject. As everyone knows, okay, national soccer star Nick Crawford, blah, 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 has been having problems, or Nick Crawford, big problems. Okay, so this is basically, if I am not mistaken, an activity in which you have to put all your previous acquired knowledge into practice in order to execute. So this is the other one. Let's close. So that's for the verbal tense. Now for the tag question, we have 1, 2, and 3 activities. Let me explain the instructions. Let me Okay, so the first one is basically a multiple choice. All right. Okay, here, as you can see, match is matching, okay? So number one, you've met Nick Crawford. So we have a verb that is met, so it's not a verb to be. And we are talking about you. So it will be didn't you? Where is didn't you? You've met Nick Crawford, haven't you? Haven't you? So all you have to do is, okay, or you can even click here and, well, I know that you know how to work with this. So that's the first one of the three. The second one, it's continuing with tag. Okay, so on this case, read each dialogue, complete each negative yes/no question and short answer. Okay, so here is no multiple choice. You have to deduct how this should look like. So you've, okay, you have present, you have eaten, present perfect. You have eaten, you have eaten, that's present perfect. You've eaten at Valentino's before. A great restaurant. Okay, so here it's okay, let me see. Use the simple present form of the verbs in parentheses. Type the correct form of the verb into the blanks. Be sure to use capital letters if necessary. So it's not a tag question. Let me see. Okay, so I am going to give you for free the first two answers, the first three answers. You have eaten at Valentino's before. Isn't it a great restaurant? So here, okay, it's different from a tag question. First is a statement. You have eaten at Valentino's before. Isn't it a great restaurant? So here, yes, it is. I love it. You're not eating much, aren't you? Aren't you hungry? So it's according to context and the situation. So that would be the second activity. And the third and last, I must hurry. The third and last is basically okay, read each dialogue, complete each tag, question, and short answer. Type the correct answer into the blank. So here's no multiple choice. There's nothing to choose from. So you have to deduct. Jason likes soccer, doesn't he? So I click. Doesn't he? That's incorrect. Okay, so if you don't have this type of comma, which is an apostrophe, all you have to do is go to Google, write apostrophe, and copy and paste. Okay, so that's all. That's all you have to do for till Monday. It's just basically the listening, the videos, and these grammar activities. With that being said, I have nothing else to say, but wish you a great, enjoyable, long weekend. Thank you for being present, Jose and Shara.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you Monday.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you Monday.